Hello guys, Robot1 here, coming to you with a new Yu-Gi-Oh video, and in today's Yu-Gi-Oh video, we're going to be doing the Future of Yu-Gi-Oh, a segment on my channel where we talk about cards coming out later on in the game, discuss them, look at them, and see if they're going to be any good. Now, Charmander is obviously here as always, going to put his input in if he thinks. Do you have any input so far, Charmander? Nah, doesn't have anything to say, so let's go ahead and get into this. So this new archetype is called Flundereeze from Burst of Destiny, the new Boral archetype that's good. Well, the new set with Boral load on it, and with the ritual monster and the ritual spell. And honestly, I don't know what to expect from it. Like, all I've got to look up right now is this dancing bird, and Yu-Gi-Oh organization putting this kind of stuff on, interesting, but I'm kind of more interested in seeing what I'm actually going to be seeing in this archetype, like what kind of monsters they are. Like, is there birds? Like, what kind of birds? Is it like black wings? Are they crows? Are they ducks? Like, this looks like a duck, so yeah. Like, not really anything to say here, but we're going to be taking a look at this archetype, seeing if it's any good, discussing it, hopefully having a really cool new archetype to you to look at and play with, seeing as the last couple of archetypes haven't been that great. Like, Amazement's pretty decent, but not the best. The new ZW or Zexal Special Monsters or Zexal Summon Monsters, I don't know what the S stands for, I can't remember, isn't the best archetype either. Like, you've got like all the stuff from Blazing Vortex that wasn't great. Like, the Armed Dragon support did nothing, so I'm hoping to see some pretty cool stuff in this set. Hopefully it's going to really boost like maybe some other archetypes, or be its own archetype that's just really strong, and I can't wait to actually see what Konami have made here for that. So let's go ahead, get into it, look at this new archetype and see if it's worth playing. So let's go, the Flundereeze. So starting off, we have penguins. Haven't seen penguin cards since like Prime Origin, if I remember correctly. Might have had something else, can't remember it, but I think the last actual penguin support card was in Prime Origin, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so it's Flundereeze X Empen, so it's like an Emperor Penguin. Obviously there's like flying birds, like delivery pigeons or something. Don't know what they are. That one kind of looks like an Articuno. And it is a level 10 winged beast effect monster, 2700 attack, 1000 defense. Okay, so it's a beefy boy. Level 10 as well, so it's going to require 2 tributes, or maybe it has a special summon effect built in. First effect, if this tribute summon card, if this card is tribute summoned, you can add 1 Flundereeze spell/trap from your deck to your hand. Then immediately after this effect resolves, you can normal summon 1 monster. So add a spell or trap, then normal summon? I mean, for a level 10, that's going to take at least 2 tributes. I guess having that additional normal summon is useful, because then you can get another body on board, but I don't know how I feel about, like, just, well, you immediately after this effect resolves, you can normal summon. Like, it's an add and normal summon. I don't know, like, it depends on the other monsters in the deck, really. Second effect, while this tribute summoned monster is on the field, your opponent's special summon monsters in attack position cannot activate their effects. Okay, that's pretty decent. Like, not bad. It's like a reverse booster of sorts, where instead of them being in defense position, they can't activate their effects, or their effects would be negated. They're in attack position, and if they're only special summoned, of course, then they can't use their effects. That's pretty good, I would say. Like, that's not half bad. And the third effect is, if this card battles an opponent's monster during damage calculation, you can banish 1 card from your hand. Okay, that opponent's monster's current attack/defense becomes halved until the end of this turn. I don't like that third effect, and I know people are going to say, but it's a free get over anything, just by banishing a card from your hand. But your hand is your biggest resource, and I don't ever like, you know, just wasting cards in my hand without a reason. Like, discard effects, majority of the time the cards I'll discard have an effect to use, or they would be getting me something worthwhile. If I was to discard a card, if I was to banish the card, I'm not going to be able to get it back as easy. Like, I don't really like the fact that I have to banish the card to just gain an effect, to like half opponent's attack. Like, if it was something better, I guess that'd be worth it, but I don't really like it. But I guess seeing as it's like none of these effects are actually once per turn, for instance, so if you tribute summon this twice, you get to go ahead and, well, search 2 times and get 2 additional normals. Well, you can't get 2 additional normal summons, actually, because Yu-Gi-Oh rules say you can only have 1 different type of additional normal summon per turn. It's one of the rulings that's actually in the game, but I guess it's just like, like, none of its effects are hard ones per turn, but I just don't like the idea of banishing cards. But its first effect is pretty good, getting a free spell or trap card, or its second effect where it's just like, oh, it's especially monsters can't activate their effect if they're in attack mode. It's pretty decent. I like this card quite a bit. It's just like 2 tributes, get a search, it's a floodgate monster, and it has to be tribute summoned, so I don't know how I feel about it. Next monster though, another big level monster, and these are the birds that are on the M pen. Okay. And this is Flundereeze Snow. So I don't actually know what kind of birds. Oh, that's a hat. It looks like Articuno. Okay, that's a hat. There's a little owl in the picture too. So this is a level 10 water winged beast effect monster. 2900 attack, 800 defense. Okay. First effect, once per turn, if you control this tribute summoned card, you can activate this effect. You can conduct 3 normal summons to sets this turn, not just 1. Huh? And that isn't just for the deck, that's for everything. Huh. 2 tribute summons gain 3 additional normal summons that turn. That's pretty sick, I'm not gonna lie. And it's a winged beast, so I'm pretty sure there's ways to search winged beasts or special summon winged beasts from the deck. So that's a bit dumb. Okay. What's his second effect? While this tribute summoned monster is on the field, if your monster attacks a defense position, monster inflicts piercing battle damage. That's also pretty decent, I'm not gonna lie. Like, okay. And what's its third and final effect? Okay. Once per opponent's turn, quick effect, you can banish 1 card from your hand, change all opponent's special summon monsters to face down defense position. What the hell? Okay, this is actually better than the first one for the banish card from hand, because this is literally just a Book of Eclipse for your opponent's turn. Like, your opponent has special summon monsters. Oh, I'm gonna set all those monsters face down just during your opponent's turn. That's actually insane, and doesn't even have to be tribute summoned for that effect. And it's not a hard once per turn, so you can do it multiple times. That's actually sick. Okay. Like, I like this. I like this a lot, because this is a card that you wouldn't just see in its own archetype. You would see this in many other archetypes, just for the fact that it says, oh, opponent's turn, yeah, I banish a card from my hand and then settle your opponent's monsters. That's actually really good, though. Like, first effect, really good, just free. If it's tribute summoned, you can conduct 3 normal summons that turn. Like, and it's once per turn. Like, you just have to control this tribute summon card, so it's just like, oh, summon 3 times, busted. Second effect, it's pretty good, gives everything piercing damage. Third effect, yeah, I'm just gonna Book of Eclipse your opponent's turn, but that's really, really good for that monster. Okay, I like that a lot. Hey, it's the little one that I thought was an Articuno. Okay. I think that's the level Robin Sparrow or something as well. Flundereeze Borbina. Okay, it's a level 1 water winged beast effect monster. 600 attack, 1200 defense. Okay, this has a hard once per turn in it as well. You can only use the first and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. Also, you cannot special summon the turn you activate either of these effects. Okay, let's see what it does. First effect, if this card is normal summoned, you can add 1 level 4 or lower winged beast monster from your deck to your hand. Then immediately after this card resolves, you can normal summon 1 winged beast monster. Okay, so if you do use these effects, you can't special summon, so I guess that's why they're adding the, well, winged beast additional normal summon, so that makes a bit of sense there. Okay. What's the second effect? If this face-up card leaves the field, banish it. So, no matter what, the card's going to be banished. Okay. Don't know how I feel about that one. Third effect, if a winged beast monster is normal summoned to your field while this card is banished, you can add this card to your hand. Now I see why the first and third effect are hard once per turn each, so you cannot use both of them in the same turn and just go normal summon, add back, normal summon, add back. So that's I feel it's pretty decent, I'm not gonna lie. Just a normal summon, search any winged beast from your deck, then additional normal summon. The only big issue with me there is that you can't special summon, so it's like, I can't do anything really big with it. But I guess seeing as how abused this would probably be if you could use it in stuff like Black Wings or any winged beast decks, like maybe Harpies or something that could just, you know, abuse the additional normal summon and abuse the special summons from the hand. Like, it makes a lot of sense why Konami would put that restriction on a card that says, oh, I'm a search and I'm additional normal summon. So, not bad, and I feel like the second effect is kind of irrelevant, just because, like, it only makes the third effect possible. Like, that's the whole point. Like, why not just make it so this card goes in the graveyard, and if you normal summon, you can just, a winged beast monster, you can just add this card from your graveyard to your hand. Like, I don't see the point in that, but hey, Konami do be doing Konami things. Like, can't really complain. Oh, look at that. That is a bald eagle. Okay. Flundereeze X Eglin. Okay. Level 1 Winged Beast Effect Monster. 800 attack, 1000 defense. Okay, so I'm guessing like the whole Flundereeze monsters are like the little birds. They're the actual Flundereezes, and they just go around to other birds to recruit. I'm guessing that. Oh, that's also Big Ben in the background. Didn't realize that. And this is like New York. Cool. Flundereeze Eglin is a level 1 Winged Beast Effect Monster. Okay, 800 attack, 1000 defense. Alright. You can only use the first and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. Also, you cannot special summon monsters the turn you activate these effects. Okay. So same as the other one, you're restricted from your special summons if you use the third or first. And you can only use one of those effects that turn. Okay, what's it do? So first effect. If this card is normal summoned, you can add one level 7 or higher winged beast monster from your deck to your hand. Then immediately after this card resolves, you can normal summon one winged beast monster. I guess this is supposed to be like, okay, we normal summon this, we then normal summon this, we then gain the ability to additional normal summon either this or this. So Empem or Snow are the monsters we want to additional normal summon here, which is kind of interesting. Okay, interesting indeed. Second effect, if this face-up card leaves the field, banish it. Okay, I'm guessing each low-level monster is going to have the same effect, where it leaves the field if it's banished, and then its third effect is if a winged beast monster is normal summoned to your field, when this card is banished, you can add this card to your hand. Yeah, so pretty much it's, oh, this is in the graveyard, this is in the banish zone, you normal summon, you add it back to hand, it's going to banish itself if it leaves the field. Again, I feel like that's kind of redundant. I feel like they could have just had it, oh, it goes to the graveyard, and then you get to add it back if not something's normal summoned, but hey, that's how Konami be. I'm not going to be too complaining about it, but not bad not bad effects at all. I think it's kind of interesting because like normal, it's like normal, add normal, and then normal summon the big one up here, so your opponent can't activate any special summon attack point monsters, so attack position monsters, which is pretty good, not gonna lie. But the third one okay, I like this. So Flundereeze X Stritch. Okay, that bird is made. I can't remember what the bird's called though, for the life of me. It's not flamingo. Flamingos are pink. That's an ostrich, that's it. A level 1 winged beast effect monster, 700 attack, 1100 defense. Can only use the first effect and second effect once per turn. Also, you can special summon monsters the turn you activate this effect. Understandable. If this card is normal summoned, you can target one card in either graveyard, banish it, then immediately after this card resolves, you can normal summon one winged beast monster. Okay, so this is kind of like the irrelevant one, in my opinion, where you would play maybe one of it just so you could go ahead and get some interaction with your opponent's graveyard to like maybe banish their Golden Lord, banish a really good trap card, and then you just get the ability to go ahead and additional normal summon. It's kind of like that one. It's the monster that you're not going to really care about. That's what this is. So, yeah, but its third and second and third effect are the same, probably. If this card leaves the field, banished. If a winged beast monster is normal special summon, you can add this card from your hand. Cool. So same as that. That's a toucan, I think. Flundereeze X Toucan. Level 1 winged beast effect monster, 500 attack, 1300 defense. Same effect as the others, same restrictions, okay. First effect, if this card is normal summoned, you can target one of your banished Flundereeze cards, add it to your hand. Then immediately after this card resolves, you can normal summon one winged beast monster. So I'm guessing this part of the effect is for the bigger ones, such as like this or this. If they somehow get banished, you can go ahead and add them back to hand and go from there, because the little ones all are going to have the effect to add themselves back to their hands, unless you're going to be like, oh, it's probably not going to happen, but if you get like TT'd or something, or if you got like Link summoned, I guess, and it's in the banish zone now because it left the board, then you can just go ahead and normal summon it again. But interesting. And then the second and third effect are just the exact same, where it's like, oh, if it leaves the field, it's banished. Oh, if you normal summon a winged beast monster, you can add it to your hand. Like, nothing else to see there. Like, really, is there? And we're going on to the first spell card now, which is a field spell. And we've got like Britain, New York, I don't know where the other places are. That's like a big tree. I'm guessing that's like the North Pole or something because of Christmas. That's like a tree as well. I don't know what those are. So Flundereeze and the mysterious map. Okay. Field spell. You can only use the first and second effects of this card once per turn each. During your main phase, you can reveal one level 1 Flundereeze monster in your hand, and if you do, banish one Flundereeze card with a different name from your deck. Then immediately after this card resolves, normal summon the revealed monster. Additional normal summon. And like, this deck is very heavy on additional normal summons, and seeing as there are rules in the game that kind of, you know, stop you from gaining a ton of additional normal summons, I don't know how this will work. I think these bypass that effect because it's like a lot of those kind of effects have specific wordings in them that make them only hard once per turn effects, but I think this archetype kind of bypasses that a lot with a lot of the effects in this archetype. But with the amount of additional normal summons this deck gets, I feel like they're trying to make normal summons more relevant instead of just having special summon, special summon, special summon, special summon, because that's really abused. So I feel like that's what they're kind of trying to do with this deck so far. So interesting there. But yeah, you just reveal one, you banish one, and then you add one, because of their effect will allow you to add it back to hand. So that's kind of interesting. So second effect though, if your opponent normal summons a monster, you can immediately after this card resolves, normal summon one Flundereeze monster. You know, I feel like they're just really trying to make ways for you to summon this big penguin. I feel like that's the whole goal of this entire deck, and I like that, but it's not the best. Okay, so that's the field spell. Interesting card, like reveal one, banish one, and then you're just gonna add the one back. Makes a lot of sense, so I get it. And then you got the 3 little birds down there on their little rock, and this is Flundereeze and the Unknown Wind. Okay, continuous spell card, can only use the second effect once per turn. First effect, you can conduct a tribute summon that requires 2 tributes by sending 1 monster you control and 1 card your opponent controls to the graveyard instead of tributing. It is still treated as a tribute summon. So, sending 1 monster you control and 1 card your opponent controls to the graveyard instead. Now, this card is insane, and I'm going to explain this for one simple reason. You're sending 1 monster you control and 1 card your opponent controls. Not 1 monster card, 1 card. You can send their field spells, you can send their trap cards, you can send their spell cards. Anything on their board can be sent to the graveyard for your tribute summon, not additional tribute summon, I was about to say additional, but for a tribute summon of a Flundereeze monster. That is insane. And it's actually not just for Flundereeze monsters, it's just anything that requires 2 tributes. You could use this in something like Monarchs, for instance. Like, that's insane. That's an insane card. Oh my god, okay. That's really good. What's its second effects though? During your main phase, you can build up to 2 winged beast monsters in your hand and place them on the bottom of your deck in any order, then draw the same number of cards. And it has an effect that says, oh, I've got these irrelevant winged beasts in my hand. Like, say I've got two toucans, or like 2 toucans, or ostriches, or I've got an eagle that I don't need. Oh, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and put them to the bottom, draw 2 cards, because the only one you want to open with truly is Robina, because Robina just says, oh, search, then normal summon, then search this one, then normal summon again. Like, that's mad. That's actually really good. I'm gonna, you know what, I'm testing this deck when I get the chance. That's actually a really, really good card right here. Like, this is an insane card, in my personal opinion. Alright, so we're going on to a trap card now. Oh, they have new hats. Like that. Flundereeze and the City of Dreams. Oh, so they're going to the Dream Mirror world? I guess, like that makes the most sense to me, to go into the Dream Mirror world. The hats make sense as well. Normal trap card can only use the second effect once per turn. During the main phase, immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon 1 level 4 or lower winged beast monster. Okay, a trap that says additional normal summon. The deck's all about that, so okay. Second effect. If you tribute summon a level 7 or higher monster while this card is in your graveyard, you can manage this card, change all monsters your opponent controls to face down defense position. I mean, I guess. Like, we already have the Book of Eclipse up here that just says, oh, I'm going to set all the opponent's monsters anyway, but not bad, because this is just like, this is actually almost this, so it's actually slightly better, because I believe the one up here, the Snow, is just special summon monsters. Yeah, it's just special summon monsters, so yeah, pretty decent, I'm not gonna lie. That's actually kind of good. Okay, interesting. And they have a counter trap as well, which is Flundereeze and the Scary Sea. Like, it's all about these free birds just going all over the world finding other birds. This is actually kind of a cool story. And we've got the one without, look, reminding me of Articuno again at the front. Counter Trap, you can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. First and only effect, if you control a face-up tribute summon monster and no special summon monsters, and your opponent would special summon a monster, your opponent cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn, but they can conduct 3 normal summons to set this turn, not just 1. Also negate the summon, and if you do, return that monster to the hand. Okay, this is a really good counter trap. It's a free prevention of a special summon. But the downside here is, to this specific card, is it really depends on the deck you're up against. If you're up against the deck that isn't just a free special summon deck, like your special summoning constantly is constant, then this card is bad. Because if you're up against that type of deck, it's really strong. Oh, I return that card to your hand, now you can't special summon for the rest of the turn. Sure, you get 3 additional tribute summons, but, oh, sorry, 3 additional normal summons, but it's not gonna mean anything because you can just go ahead and beat over their monsters. They can't really make any of their big extract monsters, and you can't really go any further. But if you're up against a deck that, sure, it plays quite a bit of monsters, but doesn't really require on special summons and relies more on its normal summon to go ahead and normal summon, I don't know, like Autogeist where they normal summon Marionetta, well, this could, or special summon the Multi-Faker, well, this just says, oh, they special summon, like a Multi-Faker or an extract monster, they return it to the hand, but then they could just normal summon Marionetta, they could normal summon the Metaseek, and then they could get 1 additional normal summon for, I don't know, a Silcatus, to go ahead and have 3 new monsters on the board that would just make their deck even better. So I think this card is really good. It's just very situational and depends on the deck you're up against. Like, if your opponent's playing a special summon deck, great. If your opponent's not, not great. But nonetheless, really, really decent card right here. But that's all we have to look at. Like, honestly, I think this deck, like, if I was to rate this deck on a 1 to 10 scale, I would say, with just my personal opinions right now looking at it, I would give it probably maybe a 6 or a 7. Like, if I was to put in a tier list right now, if this deck actually came into the meta, I'd probably put it up maybe tier 2 or rogue at best. And the thing is, with this deck in particular, is that a lot of the decks in the game right now are very fast-paced. And don't get me wrong, this deck is quite fast-paced. It has a lot of stuff to do it. It gets free searches, it gets free normal summons, it's prevents you from special summoning, meaning your extra deck is completely irrelevant, so you can add cards like Pot of Prosperity, and you can put other stuff in, which is really, really strong. But I feel like this deck is missing a key factor, and it's the fact that it doesn't really have many ways to search and get to the cards that you really want to get to. And I feel like, sure, you've got the Emperor Penguin that can search any of your spell and trap cards, but you need to summon the Emperor Penguin, and to do that you need to go ahead and have, like, this. You need to specifically have the Robina, and if you don't get it through your Prosperity, or you don't get it in your opening hand, or you don't get it for any means like that, you're not going to be able to do anything with it. And it's kind of like, it's a really strong card. Like, this is what's going to be the boss monster of the deck, where you summon it, your opponent can't activate any special summon attack position monsters, which is good. But say you just summon this and then they start summoning in defense mode, then that doesn't really do anything there either. It's just like, it's a decent archetype. I'll give it a 6 in general, like on a rating of 6 or 7, like maybe 6.5. On a scale of 1 to 10, but I don't know how I'd think this deck would be able to properly perform overall, because it's just like, it's a decent deck. It's got a lot of really good cards in it. Like, I feel like this is going to be one of the better decks, but looking at it, it's just really, really reliant on that one summon, and if that one summon gets negated, you're not going to be able to do anything, and you're just going to be sitting there and be like, oh, well, I couldn't do anything, and it's just like, But nonetheless, guys, that is just my thoughts and opinions on this deck. I've looked at the whole deck. I think the deck is pretty decent. It's got some really cool cards. The Counter Trap, it's interesting at giving your opponent 3 normal summons, though I don't really like. Like, this card, its second effect is basically Book of Eclipse, which is really strong. The same with the monster form of it, which just sets all opponents special summon monsters, and I would much rather tribute summon this in comparison to this, because, like, it's not hard once per turn, so you can just do it like, oh, oh, you summoned another monster that's special summoned. Oh, I'm gonna just set that too. It's just like really strong in my personal opinion for this in general, and the fact that, oh, just 3 additional normal summons each turn is just insane in my opinion. But guys, why don't you tell me your thoughts and opinions on this deck in the comment section below? Not the graveyard, I was about to say the graveyard. Tell me your thoughts and opinions on it. Do you think Flundereeze is a good deck? Do you think it's going to see a lot of play? Personally, I think I might actually build this and have some fun with it. I'll probably play it on stream, see how it goes, see how fun it is, because honestly, I do like the look of the deck. Like, these guys are probably the main monsters of the deck, and these are actually the Flundereeze monsters. Like, this is probably the Robina, because it went to see a Robin, or like this one is Eglin, and like that could be Len. Like, I don't know, maybe this is Ina, this is Len, and this is Itch or Stritch or Itch, yeah, or Stritch. But I don't know. I feel like it's just a cool archetype nonetheless. But guys, that is just my thoughts and opinions. I hope you did enjoy the video. Tell me all your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. I'd love to hear them. Please also check out the description where I have links to my Discord, Instagram, where I normally post. And if you want to like get a hold of me or anything like that, go on Discord. And well, I normally answer any comments I see there. And I hope you did enjoy the video nonetheless. This is a cool deck. I'll definitely have to try it. And I will see you guys in the next one. Robobat1 signing out. And the Flundereeze, pretty cool, especially the spell card. Like I'm not gonna lie, this card is insane. And if you're playing any tribute deck, you play this. You just play this at free. This is insane. But anyway, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Robobat1 signing out. Later.